Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into the heart of sustainability. We'll explore the Sustainable Development Goals, a global blueprint by the United Nations to tackle challenges like poverty, inequality, and climate change. We'll also discuss how businesses can align with these goals through ESG, environmental, social, and governance principles. Let's get started on this journey towards a more sustainable future. Let's begin with the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. These 17 goals form a universal call to action designed to guide us towards a future that's more equitable, just, and sustainable. They address the most pressing global challenges and offer a framework for positive change at every level, socially, environmentally, and economically. The Sustainable Development Goals, adopted in 2015, are the United Nations' bold vision to end poverty, protect our planet, and ensure prosperity for everyone by 2030. These 17 interconnected goals address challenges like inequality, environmental degradation, and peace. Unlike previous initiatives, they are universal, making them relevant to all nations and people. Let's explore these transformative objectives. Here we have the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, each representing critical areas where we must focus our efforts. From ending poverty and hunger to achieving gender equality and fostering innovation, these goals are interconnected, guiding us towards a balanced approach to development, honoring both people and planet. Let's delve into how each of these can drive real change. Why do the Sustainable Development Goals matter? They offer a framework for sustainable progress across three vital areas: people, planet, and profit. We're talking about improving quality of life and tackling poverty and inequality. We're focusing on environmental action to combat climate change and protect biodiversity. And we're promoting economic growth through innovation and sustainability. Together, these goals aim to create balance across social, economic, and environmental dimensions, driving us towards a better future. India, as one of the most populous countries, plays a crucial role in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. The government focuses on affordable housing, clean energy, and equitable economic growth. India's southern state even reached the top in the Sustainable Development Goals India Index. Notably, by July 2024, it aims to make significant progress across all 16 goals. India's SDG performance report for 2023-24 gives us a snapshot of how the country is doing with each of the Sustainable Development Goals. Areas like health, education, and climate action show notable progress, while others highlight ongoing challenges. This dynamic mix of achievements and areas needing attention emphasizes India's commitment and the need for continued effort to meet these ambitious targets. Here we see India's goal-wise performance for 2023-24 with an overall score of 71. Some goals like clean energy and industry innovation show strong achievement. Other areas such as sustainable cities and life on land need more attention. The different colors indicate progress, stagnation, or decline, highlighting where India is excelling and where there's room to grow. This slide showcases India's statewide performance on the Sustainable Development Goals for 2023-24. States like Karnataka and Goa are leading with high scores, reflecting strong progress. Meanwhile, others are working to improve. Each state's journey is crucial, highlighting regional strengths and areas that need more focus. This diversity underscores the collective effort needed to achieve these goals nationwide. Now let's focus on SDG 1, No Poverty. This goal aims to eliminate poverty in all its forms everywhere. It emphasizes providing resources to meet basic needs like food, housing, and healthcare. Key targets include eradicating extreme poverty, reducing the number of people living in poverty, and implementing social protection systems. The goal here is to ensure everyone has access to economic resources and essential services, paving the way for inclusive growth. To contribute to this SDG, businesses can play a vital role through several initiatives. Implementing fair wage policies and supporting local hiring can help lift communities out of poverty. Developing financial literacy programs and offering access to health and education make a significant difference. Flexible work policies, employee-owned programs, and community investment can drive social change, paving the way for sustainable economic empowerment. Let's talk about SDG 2, Zero Hunger. The goal here is to end hunger and ensure everyone, especially children, has access to nutritious food all year round. It emphasizes doubling agricultural productivity and addressing the needs of small-scale food producers. Collaboration and technology are key to innovating sustainable food practices. SDG 4, Quality Education, goes hand in hand, highlighting the need for inclusive education and equal learning opportunities for all. Together, they aim to create resilient communities. To help achieve zero hunger, businesses can adopt sustainable sourcing practices and initiate food waste reduction programs. Supporting local food partnerships and nutrition education campaigns are vital. Establishing community gardens and urban farming can enhance food security. By investing in sustainable agricultural practices and supporting smallholder farmers, businesses can foster innovation in healthy products. Partnering with NGOs and encouraging employee volunteer programs are excellent ways to contribute effectively. Good health is crucial for sustainable development, and the 2030 Agenda emphasizes a fresh focus on health enhancement. SDG 3, Good Health and Well-Being, aims to ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all ages. It includes reducing maternal and child mortality, combating infectious diseases like AIDS and malaria, and addressing non-communicable diseases such as cancer and heart disease. The goal also focuses on reducing substance abuse and ensuring everyone has access to healthcare services and essential medicines. By prioritizing health, we lay the foundation for thriving communities. To contribute to good health and well-being, businesses can roll out employee wellness programs and implement mental health support initiatives. Prioritizing health and safety training ensures a safe work environment. Offering access to preventive healthcare services and promoting healthy workplace environments are key. Initiatives like nutrition and exercise campaigns, flexible work arrangements, and vaccination drives can make a big impact. Collaborating with health organizations and promoting health education can drive better community health outcomes. Ensuring inclusive, quality education for everyone is central to sustainable development. SDG 4, Quality education, aims to provide free and equitable primary and secondary education by 2030. It emphasizes eliminating gender disparities and expanding vocational and tertiary education access. The goal also focuses on enhancing literacy and numeracy skills and fostering environmentally and culturally sensitive teaching. By improving educational facilities and resources, especially for the disadvantaged, we enable every child to thrive academically and socially. To boost quality education, businesses can engage in several impactful initiatives. Offering employee training and development programs, along with mentorship and coaching, supports lifelong learning. Scholarships for employees and their families, and partnerships with educational institutions play a crucial role. Internships and apprenticeships, e-learning platforms and resources promote continuous education. Workshops, seminars, and inclusion programs for marginalized groups strengthen educational access. Lastly, promoting STEM education initiatives can inspire the next generation. SDG 5, Gender Equality, focuses on ending discrimination and providing equal opportunities for women and girls. This goal targets the elimination of violence, trafficking, and harmful practices while ensuring women's full participation in leadership roles across all levels of society. Achieving gender equality is critical for fostering sustainable development and creating inclusive communities that benefit everyone. To promote gender equality, businesses can implement key initiatives. Establishing gender diversity and inclusion policies, along with conducting equal pay and compensation audits, ensures fairness. Flexible work arrangements and leadership development programs for women are crucial. Anti-harassment training, support for women's health, and gender sensitivity training create a respectful workplace. Recruitment strategies to promote gender balance and the establishment of employee resource groups encourage a supportive environment for all. Let's dive into SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation. This goal emphasizes ensuring availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all by 2030. It includes providing universal access to safe and affordable drinking water, improving water quality by reducing pollution, and increasing water use efficiency. Addressing water scarcity and supporting community participation are essential to achieving these targets. Clean water is fundamental to human health, economic growth, and environmental sustainability. To support clean water and sanitation, businesses have a variety of impactful options. Water conservation programs and implementing water recycling systems are pivotal. Regular water quality testing and rainwater harvesting systems ensure sustainable usage. Efficient water use practices and operations, employee training on conservation, and sustainable wastewater management are vital. Partnering with local water organizations, investing in water-efficient technologies, and advocating for water stewardship policies further enhance positive community impact. Energy security is crucial for socioeconomic development, and SDG 7, Affordable and Clean Energy, aims to ensure universal access to modern energy services by 2030. The focus is on increasing the share of renewable energy, improving energy efficiency, and enhancing international cooperation. By supporting infrastructure and technology upgrades, we can ensure energy is reliable, affordable, and clean. paving the way for a brighter future. To advance affordable and clean energy, businesses can take significant steps. Transitioning to renewable energy sources and implementing energy efficiency measures are crucial. Conducting regular energy audits helps identify improvement areas. Investing in energy efficient technologies and promoting awareness on energy conservation can drive change. Setting renewable energy purchase agreements and implementing smart grid technologies enhance sustainability. Encouraging sustainable transportation practices, participating in carbon offset programs, and collaborating with energy providers are effective strategies to make a positive impact. SDG 8, Decent Work and Economic Growth, is all about promoting sustained economic growth, higher productivity, and innovation. It emphasizes entrepreneurship and job creation to eradicate forced labor and human trafficking. Protecting labor rights and promoting safe work environments are crucial. The goal is to achieve full and productive employment for all by 2030, contributing to economic stability and personal well-being. To further decent work and economic growth, businesses can lead impactful initiatives, promoting fair labor practices and offering skills, training enhanced workforce development. Implementing flexible work arrangements and supporting local economic development are key. Fostering diversity, ensuring safe working conditions, and investing in employee well-being create a thriving workplace. Sustainable business practices and encouraging entrepreneurship and innovation drive growth. Participating in community development initiatives strengthens local economies and partnerships. SDG 9, Industry, Innovation, and Infrastructure, highlights the importance of building resilient infrastructure and fostering innovation as drivers of economic growth and development. By focusing on sustainable industrialization, this goal aims to enhance resource efficiency, promote environmentally friendly technologies, and boost scientific research. Encouraging infrastructure upgrades and increased access to technology are vital to creating inclusive and sustainable industrial advancements. To support industry, innovation, and infrastructure, businesses can drive progress through several initiatives. Investing in research and development and adopting sustainable manufacturing practices are key. Enhancing supply chain efficiency while implementing digital transformation strategies can boost productivity. Collaborating with startups, supporting local industries, and promoting green technology adoption are critical. Encouraging employee innovation programs and participating in public-private partnerships can further infrastructure development and foster innovation. SDG 10, Reduced Inequalities, focuses on minimizing disparities within and among countries. It promotes equality by addressing economic, social, and political inclusion for all, regardless of age, sex, disability, or ethnicity. This goal aims to eliminate discriminatory laws and practices, ensuring equal opportunities and enhancing representation for everyone. Key targets include empowering marginalized communities, fostering global economic connections, and facilitating safe migration. By 2030, the aim is to progressively move income growth for the bottom 40% of the population to above the national average. To help reduce inequalities, businesses can implement several initiatives. Establishing equal opportunity and anti-discrimination policies is foundational. Implementing fair wage and compensation programs ensures financial equity. Inclusive hiring for underrepresented groups, coupled with supplier diversity initiatives, promotes a balanced workforce. Financial inclusion and accessible training programs enhance opportunities. Supporting community development and partnering with NGOs on equity projects can drive broader impact. Lastly, providing channels to report inequality helps maintain a fair workplace. SDG 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities, focuses on creating urban areas that are safe, inclusive, and resilient. The aim is to ensure access to affordable housing, improve public transport, and foster inclusive urbanization by 2030. Protecting cultural and natural heritage while increasing green spaces and reducing environmental impact are priorities. Enhancing urban planning and resilience against disasters will allow cities to thrive and serve their communities effectively using sustainable practices and local resources. To contribute to sustainable cities and communities, businesses can take meaningful steps. Promoting green building practices and engaging in local cultural preservation efforts are essential. Supporting local sustainable infrastructure projects and investing in affordable housing initiatives make a transformative impact. Businesses can help reduce waste through recycling programs and partner with local governments for clean air initiatives. Creating green spaces, integrating disaster resilience into planning, and enhancing accessibility for all abilities foster inclusivity. Encouraging employee carpooling and public transport use further supports sustainable urban living. SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production, is all about doing more with less. It focuses on using resources efficiently, reducing waste, and minimizing pollution. By promoting sustainable practices and managing shared natural resources wisely, we can drive positive change. The goal is to have food waste, manage chemicals responsibly, and encourage sustainable business practices by 2030. It's about creating sustainable consumer choices and lifestyles through education and innovation. To support responsible consumption and production, businesses can adopt several strategies. Establishing sustainable sourcing practices ensures responsible resource use. Minimizing single-use plastics and implementing waste reduction programs are crucial for reducing waste. Transparent tracking and reporting on resource usage promote accountability. Eco-friendly packaging and educating employees on sustainability contribute to greener practices. Engaging suppliers on environmental standards and optimizing logistics for carbon footprint reduction make a big impact. Reducing facility energy consumption and implementing circular economy models drive sustainable growth. SDG 13. Climate action is about integrating proactive climate change measures into national strategies. The goal is to minimize human impact by strengthening resilience, adaptive capacity, and raising awareness. It emphasizes modernizing technology and supporting behavioral change for sustainability. Global efforts and cooperation are essential because climate change knows no borders. Key targets include strengthening resilience to disasters, integrating climate measures into national policies, and improving education and awareness. To address climate action, businesses can implement impactful initiatives. Start by assessing and reducing your carbon footprint and make the switch to renewable energy. Improving energy efficiency and building climate-resilient supply chains are key steps forward. Educate employees on sustainability practices and obtain green building certifications to reinforce your commitment. Offering eco-friendly products and encouraging sustainable commuting bolster these efforts. Partnering on reforestation projects and collaborating in climate-focused industry groups can drive substantial change. SDG 14, Life Below Water, focuses on conserving our oceans, seas, and marine resources. The goal is to protect marine ecosystems from pollution and overfishing while promoting sustainable ocean use. By addressing issues like acidification and supporting marine biodiversity, we can ensure healthy oceans. Goals include reducing marine pollution, managing fish stocks, boosting economic benefits for small island states, and supporting marine research. These steps are critical to preserving ocean health for future generations. To contribute to life below water, businesses can take several actions. Reduce plastic use and promote recycling to minimize waste. Implement sustainable waste management to prevent ocean pollution. Source seafood responsibly to protect fish populations. Work to reduce water waste and improve water quality. Supporting marine conservation programs and partnering with ocean cleanup organizations are essential steps. Educating employees on ocean preservation, using sustainable packaging, and minimizing harmful runoff can make a substantial impact. Additionally, investing in marine biodiversity research furthers this important cause. SDG 15, Life on Land, focuses on protecting and restoring natural ecosystems. This goal aims to combat deforestation, halt biodiversity loss, and reverse land degradation. By promoting sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems, we strive to maintain genetic diversity and ensure fair resource sharing. The goal is to stop poaching, enhance ecosystems resilience, and integrate biodiversity values into policies. By 2030, we aim for sustainable forest management, fair sharing of genetic resources, and improved community resilience through local resource sustainable practices. To support life on land, businesses can implement impactful initiatives. Start by promoting responsible land use and stopping deforestation. Source raw materials sustainably and support reforestation projects. Implement biodiversity-friendly practices to preserve habitats. Educate and engage employees on land conservation efforts. Use eco-friendly products and minimize chemical use to protect natural resources. Partner with conservation organizations and invest in biodiversity research to drive long-term impact. These actions contribute to a healthier planet. SDG 16, Peace, Justice, and Strong Institutions, centers on promoting peaceful and inclusive societies. It aims to provide access to justice for all and build effective, accountable institutions. The goal targets reducing violence, ending abuse and trafficking, and promoting the rule of law. By combating corruption and ensuring transparency, we strengthen societal frameworks. Goals include reducing violence, ending child exploitation, ensuring equal access to justice, and fostering inclusive decision-making. Building trust in institutions supports sustainable development and prosperous communities. To promote peace, justice, and strong institutions, businesses can pursue several initiatives. Start by promoting ethical leadership and implementing anti corruption policies. Foster transparency and accountability to build trust. Enhance community engagement and support access to justice programs. Establish non discriminatory practices and advocate for human rights. Encourage whistleblower protections, and conduct regular compliance training. Collaborate with civil society organizations to strengthen these efforts. These actions help create a fairer, more just society. SDG 17, Partnership for the Goals, focuses on strengthening global cooperation for sustainable development by 2030. It emphasizes collaborative efforts across governments, private sectors, and civil society. By sharing knowledge, technology, and resources, we can enhance international partnerships. This goal highlights the importance of unity in achieving all other SDGs. Key objectives include resource mobilization, technology access, trade promotion, and policy coherence. By fostering strong alliances, SDG 17 aims to support an overarching framework for achieving sustainable outcomes worldwide. To contribute to partnerships for the goals, businesses can take specific actions. Foster multi-stakeholder partnerships to leverage diverse perspectives. Strengthen supply chain collaborations for seamless integration. Engage in public-private partnerships to drive innovation. Share best practices and insights for mutual benefit. Invest in capacity building programs to enhance skills and knowledge. Mobilize financial resources for development and enhance data sharing initiatives for informed decision making. Advocate for coherent policy changes, support technology transfer initiatives, and promote sustainable trade practices. These efforts build a robust foundation for global cooperation. Let's dive deeper into this concept of sustainability. Sustainability is all about maintaining or sustaining our resources and ecosystems. On the other hand, sustainable development focuses on fulfilling current needs while safeguarding resources for future generations. Together, these concepts guide our efforts to create lasting positive impacts for the planet and society. This slide outlines the key components of sustainability, which blend environmental, economic, and social elements. First up, environmental needs focus on protecting natural ecosystems and ensuring biodiversity, crucial for our planet's health and future generations. Next, economic needs aim to foster growth and development without depleting resources, promoting innovation and resilience. Lastly, social needs emphasize building equitable societies, supporting health, and ensuring justice. Together, these components form a balanced approach to sustainable development. Let's take a closer look at environmental needs. First, sustainable resource management involves practices like reducing resource consumption and promoting renewable energy, alongside adopting circular economy principles to minimize waste. Next, pollution prevention focuses on cleaner production methods to limit environmental impact. Climate change mitigation is about setting targets to reduce greenhouse gases, enhancing energy efficiency, and aligning with global climate agreements. Biodiversity protection includes assessing the impact of business activities on local ecosystems and restoring degraded habitats. Lastly, sustainable supply chain management emphasizes collaboration with suppliers to ensure compliance and minimize risks. These actions collectively support a healthier planet. Now let's delve into economic needs. First, profitability and long-term viability focus on creating strategies that drive profitability while considering social and environmental impacts. Efficient operations aim to streamline processes, reducing costs and resource use to maximize output and sustainability. Market responsiveness involves identifying and adapting to trends related to sustainability to meet consumer demands, such as eco-friendly options. Investment in sustainable initiatives allocates resources to enhance brand reputation and customer loyalty, and it encourages green investments. Lastly, risk management addresses environmental, social, and governance risks, ensuring businesses are resilient and responsive to sustainability challenges. These factors are key to thriving in a sustainable economy. Let's explore social needs, starting with corporate social responsibility. It's about launching initiatives that uplift local communities through education, health, and infrastructure projects, and engaging employees in volunteer efforts for a positive culture. Employee well-being emphasizes a diverse, inclusive workplace that nurtures contributions and offers growth opportunities. Stakeholder engagement focuses on involving diverse groups in sustainability discussions and building partnerships to enhance community well-being. Transparency and accountability are maintained by openly reporting sustainability performance and integrating stakeholder feedback in strategies. Lastly, ethical practices uphold responsible sourcing and fair treatment, while promoting labor rights and anti-corruption initiatives. These elements build a socially responsible and thriving organization. Why does sustainability matter in business? Let's break it down. Starting with cost reduction, sustainable practices cut energy and waste disposal costs, boosting savings. Revenue generation taps into new markets with eco-friendly and sustainable products, driving growth. For attracting and retaining talent, 70% of employees find sustainability-focused companies more appealing, enhancing talent retention. Brand loyalty is strong, as 77% of executives see that sustainability boosts customer loyalty by aligning with consumer values. Environmental responsibility helps companies lower their carbon footprint and pollution, conserving resources. Reputation enhancements build trust among eco-conscious customers and investors. Operational efficiency improves with less waste and more savings. Regulatory compliance becomes easier as it reduces risks and potential penalties. Lastly, customer loyalty deepens as companies align with consumer values, fostering long-term relationships. Sustainability shapes a resilient and prosperous business. Let's dive into some business sustainability movements. Recycling and waste minimization focus on reducing and reusing materials to lower environmental impact. Cleaner production involves processes that reduce pollution and optimize resource use. Emphasizing a zero carbon emission goal, businesses aim to minimize their carbon footprint. The green economy supports initiatives that drive economic growth while protecting the environment. Triple bottom line, or 3P, highlights people, planet, and profit, balancing social, environmental, and financial outcomes. Life cycle assessment evaluates a product's environmental impact through its entire life cycle. Sustainable consumption encourages responsible use of resources. Corporate social responsibility and creating shared value emphasize businesses contributing positively to society. Blue economy promotes the sustainable use of ocean resources. Industrial ecology and sharing economy enable resource efficiency through collaborative consumption. Finally, the circular economy focuses on sustainability by keeping resources in use for as long as possible. These movements are shaping a new, sustainable business landscape. Let's examine some practical business sustainability movements. First, using renewable energy like wind, solar, hydro, and tidal sources significantly cuts down on fossil fuel dependence. Reuse and recycle initiatives help minimize waste and resource consumption. Afforestation and reforestation efforts support carbon offsetting and ecosystem restoration. Energy savings through awareness programs encourage reduced consumption and efficiency. Businesses can encourage less driving and greater use of public transport to decrease emissions. Implementing carbon sinks, which involve collecting flue gas and converting it to pure carbon dioxide, helps reduce atmospheric carbon. Green infrastructure, with a focus on carbon capture, further supports environmental goals. Finally, material substitution and reducing yield loss enhance both sustainability and operational efficiency. These practices contribute to a more sustainable future. The goal of carbon neutrality is to balance emitted carbon with what's absorbed, targeting zero overall emissions. This can be achieved by reducing emissions directly through energy efficiency and renewable energy use, or by offsetting unavoidable emissions with projects like reforestation or carbon capture. Now, carbon offset is where businesses invest in projects that save or absorb carbon dioxide to counteract their emissions. This involves funding efforts like forest conservation or community-based carbon reduction initiatives. Each offset is measured to ensure it effectively neutralizes specific emissions. By integrating these strategies, businesses can significantly mitigate their environmental impact. Sustainability standards are essential for guiding organizations in their environmental efforts. Starting with ISO 14064 2, and 3, which focus on greenhouse gas emissions, providing frameworks for quantification and reporting. ISO 14067 covers standards for assessing the carbon footprint of products. ISO 14068 emphasizes life cycle approaches to evaluate sustainability. For energy management, ISO 5001 enhances performance by optimizing energy use. ISO 59000 series targets environmental and social performance, offering a comprehensive approach to sustainability in organizations. UL 3600 evaluates the sustainability of products through their life cycle, while UL 2899 focuses on how everyday products impact sustainability. UL 2799 examines product recycling practices. Lastly, RE100 accelerates the transition to 100% renewable electricity. These standards help businesses achieve and maintain sustainability. We're seeing incredible global momentum towards the net zero campaign. A remarkable 88% of global emissions are accounted for, with 93% of the world's GDP under net zero targets. This means 89% of the global population is covered under these initiatives. In terms of participation, 147 countries, 188 regions, 276 cities, and 1,177 companies are committed to achieving net zero goals. This widespread involvement underscores a collective drive toward a sustainable future. Looking at the global commitment to reduce greenhouse gas levels, the goal is to limit warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Already, emissions have decreased by approximately 5% from 2019 levels. Transitioning to renewable energy is expected to increase renewables' share. An uptick in clean energy consumption aligns with this aim. Carbon neutrality targets by 2050 are gaining traction, with major economies making significant pledges. For investment in green tech, a mobilization effort of $100 billion annually is underway, with increased green investments already happening. Efforts to restore forests have set a target of 350 million hectares by 2030. Protecting 170 million hectares is aligned with this goal so far. Sustainable development agendas are applying the 17 goals to create inclusive, sustainable growth, and businesses are meeting these targets. Deforestation rates aim to decrease by 2020 and 2030. Progress is notable, but it requires ongoing momentum. Finally, increasing adaptation funding is critical. There's growth, but the needed $140 billion fund remains shy of its target. These initiatives are pivotal to a sustainable global future. Starting with the reduction of carbon intensity, India aims for a 33 to 35% reduction by 2030 from 2005 levels and has already achieved a 29% reduction. In renewable energy, the target is 500 gigawatts of non-fossil-based energy by 2030. Over 175 gigawatts are currently installed. For solar power, the country targets 300 gigawatts by 2030, having installed over 70 gigawatts already. On afforestation, India plans to create a carbon sink of 2.5 to 3 billion tons. Significant afforestation initiatives are contributing to this goal. In urban development, there's a focus on sustainable infrastructure with increased green initiatives in progress. Energy efficiency measures are being implemented, such as energy-efficient building codes to reduce consumption. For electric vehicles, substantial growth in sales is pushing the EV transition. Finally, on the international stage, India is an advocate for climate finance and technology transfer, actively participating in forums like COP. These achievements highlight India's commitment to sustainability. Here's an outstanding example of emission reduction efforts across different companies. Firstly, Delta Electronics has cut waste-to-energy rates by up to 99% and recycled plastic waste for building materials. This leads to a conversion benefit valued at around 112 million new Taiwan dollars. CCILU International Inkits adopts a closed-loop recycling system with Superpose 3 technology, turning waste into shoes and other products. Their invented CC Lautacopy is 100% recyclable, showcasing innovative sustainability. The Pikupi International Corporation utilizes calcium from waste steel to produce eco-friendly laundry helpers as soaps. Their recycling rate stands at approximately 13.15%, demonstrating effective material reuse. Lastly, Longchen Paper transforms circular economy efforts into green operational models. Their finished products result in thousands of tons of avoided carbon dioxide emissions and significant financial savings. These companies exemplify impactful actions in emission reduction and sustainable practices. ASE Group emphasizes a take, high-value, low-carbon, waste reduction and intelligence approach as core to its circular economy. With an economic benefit of 127 million new Taiwan dollars, they've offset 23,000 tons of carbon. They've also decreased greenhouse gas emissions by 6.6% with electric shuttle buses. Changlung focuses on intellectualizing production and sales, achieving an economic benefit with more than 10.4 million tons of carbon conserved annually. Impressively, 92.7% of recycled paper use and a 92.4% recycling rate save materials while producing green energy for significant self-sufficiency. AU Optronics developed the first recycled plastic display in 2020, receiving U3300 Circularity Facts Program certification. By using recycled materials, they cut electricity by 57%, CO2 by 41%, and water use by 49%, with 83% of waste recycled and reused. These initiatives highlight innovative paths to sustainability and emission reduction. Let's dive into environmental, social, and governance, or ESG principles. What is environmental, social, and governance, or ESG? It's a framework for evaluating a company's sustainability and ethical practices, also known as sustainability. For environment, it assesses a company's impact on the planet, considering climate change effects, resource depletion, waste management, and biodiversity. Social criteria examine how businesses relate to people and communities, focusing on working conditions, human rights, and diversity. Governance looks at corporate leadership and ethics, addressing executive pay, audit practices, and shareholder rights. ESG is essential for investors seeking to identify companies with lower financial risk and stronger ethical standards. It guides more informed business decisions and fosters sustainability. Let's explore the changing role of business in society. Today, companies are recognized not only for their economic contributions, but also for their social and environmental impacts. They're expected to act responsibly, prioritizing the well-being of both people and the planet. For example, imagine a tech company that's actively supporting local communities through educational programs. This shows a commitment that goes beyond profits, embodying a more holistic and impactful role in society. Let's discuss treating nature as a commodity. This concept involves valuing natural resources like water, forests, and biodiversity as products for buying and selling. It emphasizes balancing economic development with environmental conservation. For instance, consider carbon credits, where companies trade permits to emit carbon dioxide. Here, clean air is treated as a commodity, reflecting a need to conserve while enabling growth. Let's delve into the greening of business. This concept focuses on adopting practices to reduce environmental impact, like minimizing waste, using sustainable materials, and improving energy efficiency. It represents a company's commitment to sustainability within its operations. Imagine a manufacturing firm that switches to biodegradable packaging and implements a recycling program. Such initiatives reflect a genuine effort to minimize waste and protect the environment. What is natural capital? It encompasses the world's natural resources like geology, soil, air, water, and living organisms. These are the building blocks for essential ecosystem services that benefit humanity. For example, consider a forest ecosystem. It provides timber, clean water, and wildlife habitats, illustrating the economic and ecological value of these natural resources. Protecting natural capital is crucial for sustainable development. What is the climate crisis? It involves urgent and escalating environmental changes resulting from human activities, especially fossil fuel consumption. This leads to global warming and extreme weather conditions, posing risks to ecosystems and human societies. For example, we see an increased frequency of hurricanes and wildfires linked to climate change, creating significant economic and environmental impacts. Addressing this crisis is crucial for the planet's future. How are corporate social responsibility, or CSR, and environmental, social, and governance, or ESG, different? CSR focuses on a company's efforts to improve society and the environment through charitable activities. It's about giving back to the community and enhancing corporate image. In contrast, ESG provides measurable criteria for evaluating a company's performance in sustainability and ethics. It's used increasingly by investors for decision-making. For example, a CSR initiative might involve donating to local charities, while ESG efforts could target reducing emissions and improving labor practices. Both are important, but ESG offers a more structured and quantifiable approach. The need for environmental, social, and governance practices arises from recognizing that sustainable business practices boost long-term profitability, minimize risks, and create positive societal impacts. ESG frameworks ensure transparency and accountability. Imagine a consumer goods company embracing ESG practices to enhance brand reputation and attract environmentally conscious customers. This approach leads to enhanced customer and investor acquisition, reduced disruptions and losses, and greater workforce productivity. It can also open up new markets and revenue streams. Adopting ESG is not just good ethics, it's good business. ESG helps companies identify and manage risks more efficiently and sustainably, boosting long-term profitability. It ensures compliance with regulations, facilitating smoother operations. Access to capital improves as investors favor sustainable businesses, and a strong ESG strategy enhances brand identity, Employee satisfaction and well-being increase, reducing turnover and increasing loyalty. Financially, companies often see improved performance, attracting more investors. It also helps businesses attract and retain customers, cut costs, and build a positive reputation. ESG is a powerful catalyst for sustainable success. Let's talk about environmental strategies within ESG. First, tackling the climate change impact by reducing greenhouse gas emissions is crucial. Companies can optimize energy use and shift to renewable sources, decreasing operational costs and carbon footprints. Efficient resource management focuses on water, energy, and materials to prevent unnecessary waste. Proper waste management minimizes production waste and maximizes recycling. Water conservation is essential, promoting responsible use across processes, while biodiversity protection limits land use and preserves natural habitats. Lastly, green product design develops recyclable products, minimizing resource lifecycle impacts. Together, these strategies create a sustainable future. The Forest Stewardship Council, or FSC, is an international certification ensuring forests are managed sustainably. This covers biodiversity protection and community support. Imagine a furniture manufacturer using FSC certified wood to ensure sustainability. Next, we have the National Green Building Standard certification. It targets the efficient design of buildings, covering energy, water conservation, and resource management. Consider a real estate developer using this certification for eco-friendly buildings. Finally, the ISO 14000 series focuses on how companies manage their environmental responsibilities. It helps organizations monitor impact and improve compliance. Picture a manufacturing company implementing ISO 14001 for enhanced environmental management. These standards play a crucial role in enabling sustainable progress. What KPIs shall we use to measure impact? We have carbon emissions reduction, which measures the decrease in greenhouse gases per unit of revenue. Energy consumption looks at overall energy used per unit of production. Water usage evaluates total water use per product, while water discharge measures water returned to the environment. Waste recycled considers the percentage of waste recycled compared to total waste, and sustainable sourcing tracks the use of eco-friendly materials from suppliers. Together, these KPIs provide a comprehensive dashboard to monitor and enhance environmental performance. Let's discuss social aspects in ESG. Fair labor practices focus on fair wages, safe conditions, and adherence to labor laws, promoting employee satisfaction and retention. Community investment involves partnerships with local organizations to support education, health, and economic development, enhancing community relationships. Employee volunteer programs encourage participation in community initiatives, boosting morale and strengthening internal culture. Diversity and inclusion initiatives create diverse, inclusive workplaces, fostering equal opportunities and diverse perspectives. Employee well-being programs offer wellness and flexible work options, enhancing workplace productivity. Lastly, stakeholder engagement ensures communication with employees and communities, aligning business actions with societal needs. Together, these elements build a supportive and inclusive work environment. The KPIs here include, for example, the employee turnover rate, measuring how often employees leave, which reflects workplace satisfaction. Diversity metrics track representation across gender and ethnicity, crucial for an inclusive environment. Community investment looks at funds allocated to local initiatives, strengthening community ties. Health and safety incidents track workplace accidents, ensuring employee safety. Finally, the employee engagement score captures satisfaction from surveys, indicating morale and motivation. These KPIs provide insights into the social health of an organization. Let's talk about governance in ESG. Board diversity ensures a balanced mix of gender, ethnicity, and skills, enriching discussions and decision-making. The executive compensation structure is about aligning pay with performance to promote equity and fairness. Shareholder engagement focuses on transparent communication and incorporating feedback into business strategies. Ethical business policies involve clear conduct codes that foster integrity and compliance with regulations. Management and risk oversight handles risk through strong systems and policies to align with regulations. Transparency in reporting commits to providing clear and timely insights on the company's performance and sustainability efforts. Good governance drives trust and accountability. Let's dive into governance key performance indicators. Board diversity measures the percentage of board members from diverse backgrounds, enriching leadership insight. The executive compensation ratio compares CEO pay to the median employee salary, ensuring fair practices. Shareholder engagement assesses addressed proposals and favorable vote percentages, enhancing transparency. Compliance incidents track legal issues, reflecting on regulatory adherence. Audit committee independence focuses on the percentage of independent members, strengthening oversight and accountability. These KPIs are vital for maintaining strong governance and fostering trust. Here, we map the Sustainable Development Goals to the three pillars of ESG: economic, environmental, and social. For the economic pillar, goals like no poverty and decent work highlight financial growth and infrastructure. These align with sustainable economic practices. In the environmental pillar, goals like clean water, climate action, and life below water emphasize resource management and ecological conservation. Lastly, the social pillar addresses quality education, gender equality, and reducing inequalities. These promote social progress and community well-being. Together, these goals form a comprehensive framework for achieving sustainable development. Let's set your business's ESG direction. First, strategy. Determine your social purpose and ESG ambition. This involves creating goals and targets to focus your ESG initiatives effectively. Next, governance and reporting. Establish accountabilities and responsibilities. Use key performance indicators and data for tracking, ensuring objectives are met through transparency. Lastly, ESG and change management. Align business programs, systems, and culture with ESG requirements. Effective change management can address disruptions and ensure smooth implementation. These core elements guide a comprehensive and sustainable ESG approach. Welcome to the ESG journey. In the strategy phase, begin by assessing your business's maturity and impact. Conduct a materiality assessment to identify what's vital for stakeholders and align your ESG ambition accordingly. Under governance and reporting, set metrics and targets, aligning with standards. Develop a roadmap with actionable steps, ensuring regular updates on progress and transparent reporting. For ESG and change management, instigate programs and systems that reflect your ESG goals. Embrace change management to navigate transitions smoothly and ensure continuous improvement. This structured journey builds a solid foundation for sustainable, responsible business practices. Let's dive into ESG materiality. First, understand what materiality means. It's about identifying the importance of ESG issues to your business and stakeholders. This involves the significance of impacts across environmental, social, and governance factors. What are material topics? These specific ESG issues affect value creation in a business and are crucial during an ESG assessment. A materiality assessment gathers feedback from stakeholders to pinpoint key ESG topics. This helps businesses understand crucial risks and opportunities, report on stakeholder priorities consistently, and craft an informed ESG strategy. This process ensures focus on what truly matters for sustainable growth. Let's talk about creating an ESG strategy based on your materiality assessment. The assessment prioritizes topics crucial for strategic focus. This helps identify key impacts your business should address. For small businesses, consider environmental aspects like greenhouse gas emissions and water management, alongside social topics like diversity and health. These are vital for SMEs. On the right, you see a matrix example showing priorities by stakeholder importance. This helps pinpoint where to focus efforts. By aligning your ESG goals with this matrix, you ensure strategic initiatives resonate with both business needs and stakeholder expectations. The concept of circular economy is about closing loops in resource usage. The more loops you close, the more business value you create. First, mitigate risks. A circular model allows redesign and rethinking of production, integrating Internet of Things and blockchain for optimization. Next, economic value. With reduced material costs, you free up working capital, opening new revenue streams and enhancing customer retention through sustainable practices. Then, adapt to regulation. New sustainable methods help cushion impacts from taxing policies and meet investor demand for sustainable reports. Lastly, act on climate and economic crisis. Circular economy strategies could cut 40% of emissions tied to resource extraction, fostering sustainability. By adopting this approach, you align business with future-focused sustainable practices. We have several key frameworks that guide sustainable practices. The Global Reporting Initiative and the IFRS help businesses report sustainability metrics. The United Nations Global Compact focuses on principles for responsible business. Sustainability Accounting Standards Board provides industry-specific standards. EcoVadis and B Corporation certify businesses on their social and environmental performance. We have frameworks like the Task Force on Climate-Related Financial Disclosures that focus on financial impacts of climate change. The European Sustainability Reporting Standards and science-based targets drive corporate climate actions. These standards provide a structured approach for businesses aiming for sustainability, offering guidance to align with global goals. Thank you for joining us on this journey through sustainable development and ESG integration. We've explored the frameworks, strategies, and impacts that can guide your path to a more sustainable and responsible future. Let's discuss how we can implement these powerful tools in your business for effective and lasting change.